For 8.2 part 2, we're going to start working on order of operations. Now, you may have heard this called PEMDAS or something in the past that helps you remember the order to go in. I am going to call it GEMS. I think it simplifies it a little bit and it helps us remember what goes together in the same line. So G is for our groups. They can be parentheses. As you get into harder math, they might start to turn into brackets, things like that. So anytime we are grouping something with parentheses, we need to start there. That's always the first place. That's right. P and PEMDAS, the parentheses. I just like to call it a group. It is grouping it together. E is exponents. So we've learned, right? The squared, the cubed, time to the fourth power, to the fifth power. We have to do that. Second, the exponents. Then third step, we're multiplying and dividing. Now, one is not more important than the other. You don't always do the multiplying and then the dividing. You do which one you come to first. If divide comes first in the problem, you divide first. If multiply comes first, you multiply. You do it in order like we read. Multiply and divide left to right. Multiply and divide left to right. And then S is subtract and add. Now, subtract is not more important than add. They're the same. They're opposites of each other, so they're the same level. So there's 4 levels we follow. You have to do your groups, your exponents, multiply and divide, subtract and add. Do it left to right, just like we read. So those are our 4 steps for order of operations. You have to follow those rules to get them correct. Now we might see things like this. So we would do the group, 3 plus 2 is 5. We have this 4 right next to it. When you have parentheses and numbers right next to each other, that means to multiply. I have 4 of these, 4 of this group. Of means to multiply. So some tips I have for you is I always write GEMS down. So I follow my steps and I use it like a checklist. G, E, M, S. I have to do my groups, check. My exponents, check. Multiply and divide, check. Subtract and add, check. I'm using it like a checklist. We write it down every time. And we're going to funnel the problem. When we funnel something, it's getting less and less down to the bottom. As you're doing this problem, it should be getting smaller and smaller each time. And we go left to right, just like we read a book. Start on the left, work over to the right. So if I'm doing this problem here, I have to do 32 divided by 4 first, because that's what I come to when I read, right? Multiply and divide are the same level. I came to a division problem first. I can't do the multiply and then go back. I have to divide, then multiply. You would be surprised how many people would get that wrong. And circle the step that you are on. So always find and look, say, okay, right, I'm on G, and if I have a G, I circle that in the problem. So, right, I don't have any groups. E, I don't have any exponents. I'm on multiply and divide. Oh, right here is the first thing I would do. And I'll do that and then bring everything else down. By circling that, it puts your attention there. And then it helps you know what part of this should I bring down so you don't accidentally repeat something you've already done. So let's try some out. So we have 17 minus 4 groups of 5 plus 1 divided by 2 to the third. So like I said, checklist. So out to the side here, we need our checklist, G, E, M, S. So G, do I have groups? Yes, we're going to circle it. So 1 plus 5 is 6, and G is done. Now we're going to bring everything else down. So I have a divide, 2 to the third. Then we write here, right? That's right in front of it, but my parentheses are gone now, so that's now a multiply. It's 4 times 6, and then it was 17 in the front. 17 minus 4, right? We're done with this. Some helps me not bring it down. I'm done with that. Okay, no more groups. Groups are done. Exponents, we have one here. Now, every time I have this out to the side, I should be writing that down every single time. This is the most commonly missed one. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Take that 2 seconds and get it right, okay? All right, so here's 8. So we're bringing everything else down. And we have no more exponents. E is done. Okay, so we're going to multiply and divide left to right. So I'm looking here. Here's subtract. Oh, here's a multiply. So I'm circling my multiply. 4 times 6 is 24. And then we bring everything else down. So you can see we're getting smaller. We're funneling in. So we're still on multiply and divide. Here's subtract. Oh, here's a divide. So now we come here. 24 divided by 8 is 3. Bring everything else down. We're done with M. All we have left is the S. Subtract and add. And 17 minus 3 is 14. So we can see this nice funnel we've created to get to our answer. We worked left to right. We checked off our list, circled each step so we didn't accidentally bring it down. So sometimes we might accidentally bring the 6 down or the 4 down if we don't circle that. All right, let's try one more here. So we have 81 minus 3 squared times 4 plus 5 plus 2 groups. So we want to start and get our checklist. It takes away some of the thinking we have to do when we just write down what we know. So we're looking for a group, which we have right here at the end. 5 plus 2 is 7. And we're bringing down everything else. 3 squared and subtracted from 81. So no more groups. G is done. Exponents, yes, we have one right here. And out to the side or somewhere right below it, somewhere we need to write down what that means. That means 3 2 times. This is not 6. 3 times 2 is not 3 squared is not 6. 3 times 3 is 9. This answer is 9. So we have 81 minus 9 times 4 plus 7. No more exponents. E is done. We're looking to multiply and divide. So we have subtract. Oh, here's a multiply. 9 times 4 is 36. So we're adding on 7, taking that away from 81. No more multiply and divide. So we're looking to subtract and add. Go left to right. So oh, here's one. Right? Those are on the same level. So we just do the first one we come to as we read. So first one. So 81 minus 36. Sometimes, yes, we do have to do a little problem out to the side if we don't know it. So we're borrowing. 11 minus 6 is 5. 7 minus 3 is 4. So here's 45. Bringing down the 7. So our last step is 45 plus 7 is 52. So we funneled down, circled our problem, used our checklist, worked left to right. Every time, those are the things we need to be doing to get these correct. And when we have an exponent, we write it out. So finish up coloring those gems to help you connect gems in your mind. And if you like PEMDAS better, that's fine. I'm going to use gems because I just think it breaks down the 4 levels really nicely.